Hey crafty friends, it's Annie from Vintage Lace Journal, and I'm here today to show you how to make this one sheet wonder, and it's a tri-fold journal. So it's got 5 pockets, so as you fold it you've got one pocket in here, you've got like this twin pocket in the middle, so you can either use it as one pocket there, which makes 6 pockets, or one big pocket depending on what you're putting inside of it. Then we've got our third pocket here. Then when we close it and we turn it over, we've got our 4th pocket here and our 5th pocket here. So all of this from just one sheet of 12 by 12 card. So I'm going to show you how to make this. I'm using this paper today. This is Craft Papers by Craft Consortium, and this is brick textures, and I absolutely love this paper. It's always really good quality. It's thick enough to make a folio with. It's not too thick, it's hard to bend. It's 180 GSM. So I'll put the link to this below, to Craft Stash UK. There's also a Craft Stash US. So if you follow my link on there, it will take you to the US. You can go to the UK site, but you can then change that into the US site. So I'm just going to take out this sheet because I'm going to use this as my back of it, and this is the front of it. And you can also journal directly onto here. It's quite nice to write little words in the squares if you wanted to. Okay, so let's pop that to one side. So I'm going to bring in my scoreboard, and it's super simple. So this is going to be my inside. I'm going to put this on my scoreboard, and I'm going to score down at 4 inches and 8 inches. So four and 8, and then I'm just going to rotate that 90 degrees, and I'm going to score again at 8 inches. And that's it. That's all the scoring you need to do. So then first of all, I'm going to fold along my long score lines. And when I fold this, I am going to fold it over again. Because this is obviously on a 4 and 8, it does overlap here. So when you fold this, you just have to give it that bit of wiggle. And one will be slightly, although they're both 4 inches, can you see that tiny little lip there? So I'm going to make that my front cover. Okay, so when you fold it, it will be quite tight, because obviously you're folding and on the same line. Okay, so that's my trifold basis, and then I'm going to fold this one on the 8-inch line up. Okay, make sure you give your creases a really nice burnish down, so you get that really nice sharp line. So the next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to cut up. So this is where I've got that line at the bottom. I'm going to cut up here to this line here, and I'm going to cut up this line here. Now when I'm doing this, I'm going to actually cut either side of my score line. So where my score line is here, I'm just going to cut slightly to the left and slightly to the right. The reason why I do that is because these will create the pockets, and you don't want them to be too tight into your fold because it will cause bulk. So getting my scissors, it's quite tricky. This is very light paper to go on. I'm just going to do it on this side so I can see better. So on the score line, I'm going to cut very slightly up to the left. And then again on the other side. And then I'm just going to come in with my little scissors and just cut that out there. Okay, so you can see that leaves a tiny little gap in that part there. And I'm going to do exactly the same on this side. So cut one side of my score line, and then cut the other side. Making sure that's gone up. And then just finally slip that little part out. So this is what you're going to be left with as your basis of your folio. Okay, so this side on the left is going to fold in, and the side on the right is going to fold in. This part is going to fold backwards. Okay, so your fold is going to go that way. So I'm going to work on these two sides first because they're both the same. So what I then do is get my ruler and my pencil. I'm just going to bring this down so you can see that a bit easier. Okay, so I'm going to mark 1 inch from the bottom here. So coming in with my ruler and just putting a little line for 1 inch. And then do the same at the top left hand side here. So coming in with my ruler, marking there. And then just joining those two up together. I'm going to draw in a line. And then do exactly the same on this side. So marking up 1 inch, which points on there, and then in from this side 1 inch. And then again, coming in and marking that off. Oops. From there to there. And I'm just going to bring in my trimmer. And all you're going to do is where you've got that line, you're just chopping down that bit to cut that section off. So nice and line it up. And then just the same on the opposite side. Just come in that way. So lining that up. Chopping that down. Now these two little sections we've just created, with these two little triangles, they form the basis of your pocket here. So one will go that side, one will go that side, and it has that overlap there. So next thing I'm going to do is I'm going to come in with some ink, and I'm using a grey ink. I'm not going to use brown because obviously this is like a white kind of colour, so I don't want to go with brown. I think the grey would look quite a nice colour on there. So I'm just going to change the head of one of my tools. And I'm just going to get a new head out because I don't think I've used grey before. Okay, so I'm just going to come in with my, just done it the wrong way around, haven't I? Come in with my grey and just pick up the edges of here. So that's going to make that obviously difference inside in there. So if I just bring this down here. So I need to do all this before we glue. So on each edge of that pocket, come in and just ink that up. And then do the same on the other side. This is a real juicy pad. I don't think I've used this grey before. It's quite nice to experiment with different colours because I use a lot of browns. Gosh, it's really sticky. There we go. So that's those, and that makes that really good contrast there now. So I'm just going to come in with my little triangles as well and just go around the edges of those. And that covers up any pencil marks that have been left as well. So that one, and this one. There we go. Okay, so I'm just going to pop the lid back on there. What we're going to do now is going to glue these parts down, and then we can turn over and work onto the other side. So I'm just going to come in with my all-purpose glue, and I'm gluing down the long edge here and just the short edge down here. There we go. And the same on this side. So short edge and long edge. Then for these two sections here, I'm going to glue the left hand side down first. So again, I'm just going to glue this left hand edge and the bottom edge to create that pocket. Gloopy. So go right down to the bottom of your pocket page here, and then again that's going to overlap, so I'm just going to go along the bottom and down the other side. There we go, just making sure that's up to the edge. Okay, so there we have, we've created our first inside of our folio. So now that's done, I'm going to turn over and flip this back part over. And again, I'm just going to pop around the edges with my grey. They're very, very similar colours, so watch this to stand out. There we go. Okay, now what we're going to do on the back part is actually going to do a fold. Did I fold it or did I end up cutting? I think I cut it in the end. So here, to create that two pockets, this flap here, I'm going to cut. So the first cut I'm going to do is at 2.5 inches. So I'm going to cut this off 2.5 inches. So if I hopefully can feed this into here. And put that at 2.5. I'm just thinking I want that to be 2.5, don't I? So this is 4. Right, so I'm cutting off 1.5 inches. So pop that in and cut off 1.5. There we go. So again, I'm going to go round with that ink, pick up and highlight those edges, and then the same with this one. So when this pocket comes up, you get the inside on the outside, and then on this side I'm going to pop my pocket this way around because it's quite a nice contrasting colour on there. So just pop the ink around the edge. So this pocket glues down here. And because we've cut that slightly off there, I'm just going to add the ink onto this part as well, just to marry those edges in. And then this pocket will go 2 short sides and then just down 1 long edge. There we go. And there you have it. Super, super simple, quick trifold folio. Now you can go on to do things like rounding your corners, obviously adding images onto the front of this, but I thought this video would just give you a nice idea of how to just make a folio. And obviously the ephemera you can fill in it is up to you. It's really, really simple and easy project to make if you're a beginner. I think on here I'm going to leave my corners as they are, but what you can do, if I just bring in some images I've got, you can then start to add your images on here for your front covers. You can also do little decorations on your pockets and things down here. So I've got some little things left over from kits that I might want to pop on to my pockets to decorate them. So yeah, this video is just basically showing you how you can make an easy trifold folio, which then has 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 pockets. So there we go, one sheet wonder trifold folio. Have a fantastic day everybody, and I'll speak to you again soon.